What's good, guys? Prince Sports coming at you with another one. And I love it. Because Giannis Antetokounmpo always tells you the truth. He always exposed people. First, he exposed the whole super team thing. And now he's exposing the NBA. Him and Luka, by the way. Check out what both of these guys had to say.
The game in Europe is way harder than the game in the NBA. And I don't want to disrespect the talent. Obviously, in the NBA, it's way higher. But the space is just... You have a lot of lanes to drive the ball, a lot of lanes to create. It's just, I think over there is more intense. Like people pick you up full court, double team you, full court zone, to man to the last 5 second double teams from the start from zone, and then they go man to man last 10 seconds, and then the double team in the post. There's no lanes to drive. Like it's just the more physical. Because I don't know if it's because the talent's less and you have to be, kind of be more physical to catch up with that. But like, it's harder.
So you think it's harder to score 30 points in a EuroLeague game than it is in an NBA game?
Yeah, 100%.
But there's better players over here.
Oh, way better players. Yeah. I'm just saying because of the rules.
Yeah.
Because the guy can stay. If you have a guy like, let's say, Rudy Gobert, he can stay in the paint on defense 3 seconds, however he wants. Like, just because of that rule, you can have 10 more points easily.
Now you see that Giannis basically told you it's more harder to score in the EuroLeague because they still have some of those old school rules that's intact, right? Unlike the NBA. Now, we all know the NBA got the best players in the world. None of them are saying that the EuroLeague is better than the NBA talent-wise. They say it's more harder to be successful and score 30 points in the EuroLeague than it is in the NBA. Like Luka said, a guy like Rudy Gobert could camp out only 3 seconds. After those 3 seconds is up, he has a clear lane to the basket with no resistance whatsoever. That gives him 10 points easily. He gets 10 points easily off that. Rather he makes the layup or he gets fouled. Remember when back in the day when they used to check you the minute you inbound the ball? You used to bring the ball up from one end of the court to the end with somebody guarding you. Now they don't do that in the NBA because they call that a foul. You basically allowing your offensive player to bring the ball up court because you can't even check him. All right? You can only check him once he hits the half court, which is stupid. Double teaming people in the post. Giannis and Luka talked about that. You used to be able to do that back in the day. Being physical, putting your hands on your opponent. Your offensive player. Just being physical with them. No matter how talented you are, if somebody is physical with you and they're able to apply these rules on you, it's going to be harder for you to score, regardless of the talent level. Okay? Talent level has nothing to do with rules being changed and somebody physically changing the way you play basketball, making it more tougher for you to score. I've been saying this from the jump. This is why I keep telling you people, those guys from the yesteryears, if they played today under these lame-ass rules, they would average 25, 30 points a game easily. Isaiah Thomas would average like 30 if he played today's game. Because he's a scorer and he's a perimeter player. That's what the league is. Chris Paul could get 30, 40 points easily. And he's an undersized player. So think of what Isaiah Thomas used to be able to do. Or had to go through. He had to go through guys bigger than him. That would camp out in that era. Okay? That would sit back and, wait for this guy to come. Why do you think Chuck Daly was like, if Isaiah Thomas was 6'6", he'd be one of the greatest basketball players ever. He'd probably be a top 10. Because he knows the physicality was different back then. And that's what it is now. You got guys that just gets a free pass. And you call these guys great. You call these guys all-stars when they're not even really these things. Role players are being labeled as all-stars. All-stars are being labeled as superstars. The game is all fucked up. That's the problem with basketball. All right? it's hard for you to tell who's a true superstars and who's a true all-stars and who's a true role players, because everybody's out here getting points and they're getting it easily, because the game is just a highly glorified YMCA three-point shooting contest, right? The aspect of playing basketball and actually being really great, you can't really see who's really good because the rules make it so easy for you to score. Luka just said, hey, I could easily get 10 points just driving to the basket. Easily. He knows that. That's 10 extra points for Michael Jordan, who averaged 30 in a more harder era when it was time to score. Jordan would have 40 if he played today. Easily. DeMar DeRozan. All right? Kawhi Leonard. Kobe. Jordan counterparts, right? All right, and people will say, "Oh, the mid-range game of DeMar DeRozan is similar to Jordan's." It's not, but let's just use that as an example. DeMar DeRozan was an MVP candidate, and he was considered an all-star in this weak era. It just is what it is. There is virtually no defense, right? To a point where anybody could score points. If Draymond Green wanted to be an offensive-minded player, he can. You already seen him did it before. Draymond Green can score 27 points in a game if he wanted to, because it's that easy to score. He just chose not to do it because he has other teammates on the team to do it. And you'll be sitting there labeling Draymond Green as an all-star because he's dropping 15, 16 a game if that was the case, right? But you know what? People like me know that that guy isn't a true all-star. He's a role player. And that's the problem with the NBA. Best talent in the world. But the rules of the game make it too easy for people to score. So when guys are breaking records and first player to do this, blah, 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 understand this. They're able to do that because they got the freedom to do it. All right? There's really no resistance on the defensive end. Okay? A guy like Giannis, he's just telling you, a dominant player, the best player in the world in the NBA, you guys call Giannis Antetokounmpo. He telling you he having more problems scoring in the EuroLeague than the NBA. And this is no scrub. This is a guy you call number one. This is an NBA champion. He dominated your league easily with all the flaws that he has. A guy that can't shoot has dominated your league. Think about it. And he's telling you, Luka, a guy that's renounced as a top 5 player in the league to some people, MVP candidate almost every season, is telling you, I have a harder time scoring in the EuroLeague. Think about it. Sports out. Peace.